Sunday morning coffee, everybody. How's it going? Let's talk some sports. We need to make a bet today. We've already done some work to prepare the college basketball and NHL algorithms for, the day. So let's talk about what picks we're going to throw in a $94 round robin. That's what I like to do here is every day I'm setting aside $94 to wager on the best picks possible. And so we need to get really picky, which is why this video is going to be a lot of talking to ourselves, to talk ourselves through which picks are the best. And we're going to try to leave off anything that's iffy. So I did a video last night talking about yesterday. We won't talk about that. So let's just talk about today. 21st. First, we're going to start off with college basketball, where we have a list of 24 games that we've recorded odds for this Sunday. There might be more, but that's what we have in this algorithm in the system today. So 24 games. Is there anything that screams out, bet me, right? And the way we're going to be looking through that is we've descended by margin here. So the best teams against the worst teams is the way this is set up. So Colgate is apparently a lot better than Boston University. All the way down to a very even game between Siena and Niagara. Now, what we generally want to find is reasonable lines in here, and also any of this health situation where we can see that an opponent's health is light or lower than 100%, and the health of the team of reference here is at 100% or very high up. That would be good. So, do we see anything of interest? Xavier versus Butler a little bit, but Xavier is hurting as well. Here we've got St. Bonaventure against Davidson, and Davidson looks to be operating at 75%, and St. Bonaventure is a pretty good team with a 49% health. The line is minus 190, which is not awful for this type of scenario where one team is so much better than the other. I'm tempted to take them minus 4 because they are at home, and you could get them at 110. All right, because I'm going to be doing a fairly large round robin, I really don't want to lose any games. So I will take them without the spread at minus 190. So they're going in right here. And this is the first pick, St. Bonaventure to win. We're very picky today, though. We're very, very picky. All right. Albany and Stony Brook. No. Here, South Dakota over Oral Roberts, but it's only the home bump that is getting them there, and they're not a very strong team. Temple at South Florida, a lot of injuries on both teams, even though there's an underdog line there. There's a lot of upsets, a lot of weird games yesterday, too. Texas Southern. So here you have situations where we think this home team is going to win, but not because they're better than this team, but because they're home. The home bump of 9% is putting them up. Now, another thing I did, I redid the distribution of percentages that figure out the power strength. This is slightly different from what we had done previously throughout the year. This percentage comes from 2019 from the NCAA, the March Madness bracket. I set up an AI bracket that figures out the best possible combination of winners, and this was the percentage it came out with back in 2019 with a full season full of stats in there. So that is going to change these percentages slightly, and hopefully it will get better here towards the end of the season in the tournament. So is there anything that you can win down here? And the answer is these are kind of toss-up games, so even though there's some decent lines, not really. It looks like this St. Bonaventure game, you could even consider taking the minus 4, but I'm going to play it safe at minus 190, or at least safer. This Florida A&M is minus 135 at home against North Carolina A&T. They're not a strong team, but apparently North Carolina A&T is really bad, and this marginal percentage is pretty good. 13 and 17 games. I mean, I don't like to go for things just because of the line, but they are pretty high up on this list, meaning they are the 9th best money line pick of the day. I'm going to trust the power percentage is a little low, and that may bite me in the butt, but I'm going to do it anyway. Because there's only 4 hockey games, too. So if I want to get 6 I don't want to get extra picks, but that is a pretty good-looking pick all around. So let's add that one as well. God, I hope I don't get myself in trouble again. All right, Florida A&M is in there, betting on Florida, men. Now, that's enough for college basketball. Let's talk about hockey. We've got some confirmed goalies, but not all confirmed goalies. Aaron Dell for New Jersey is making his first start of the year, so I had to estimate his stats. It puts Washington slightly above. Washington just got taken out by the Rangers yesterday. Super close game with my estimates on Aaron Dell. Bad goaltending because Samsonov may be coming up from Hershey, and he let in a ton of games. You know what you should do in this game? You should bet the over. What is the over? The over is 6.5, of course. Now, I have done the alternate over-under thing, and I like that. I'm going to do the same thing here, and I'm going to do an alternate over of 6 so that we get a push if it is 6. That means that line, based on comparing the way that went yesterday, I'm only estimating a line. I'll update the final line when I look it up. So this is Washington versus New Jersey, and normally you wouldn't think that there'd be a lot of goals here. This is going to be about a minus 150 line at over 6. Right? So we'll guess that, but that's what I'm going to go there because it's liking a lot of goals in that game due to the goaltending situation. I know Samsonov let off a ton in Hershey the other day, and he's coming back off injury. So there's probably going to be some goals in that game, even though it's New Jersey. They looked pretty decent trying to score yesterday. They just couldn't pull it off. Montreal and Ottawa. So Matt Murray starting, Carey Price probably for Montreal. Predicts a 4-1, 4-2 type game from Montreal that just got beaten by Toronto pretty handily last night. Well, a lot of percentages, but a bad line. And I've seen Ottawa fight to defensive battles. Sometimes it's off and on, off and on. The goaltending's not great here. I'm kind of torn on what to do in this game, and I don't like Montreal's line. So it's tempting me to say something like Ottawa plus 1.5, but don't listen to me because that's going against what the algorithm says. The over-under in this game is set at 6.5. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. Because the over-under is at 6.5, that's bad. That's incorrect. Incorrect in terms of what Vegas is doing, meaning this game's not going to have that many goals. I don't see where all those goals come from, given Ottawa's scoring power is only very rare. So the odds of this being lower than 6.5 and not having to take an alternate line, that's the only thing I can sign on to. So I am going to do that. So that's going to be Montreal and Ottawa under 6.5, and that should be a minus 110-ish type line, right? We'll look it up later. So we got that in there. Let's go back to hockey. Now we've got Philadelphia and Boston. Here's a game where Vegas is predicting Boston to win this game more than the algorithm is. Look at how close the goalie percentages, both confirmed goalies here. Carter Hart I like. Super close game in adjusted power, super close game in projected score. Now because Philly is 170, and they're just slightly supposed to lose this game, I'm taking Philly plus 1.5, which is probably going to be about minus, it might even be a 100 even. It's probably about minus 110. So I like Philly fighting in this game hard, and hopefully if they lose, they don't lose with an empty net or something at the end, and they only lose by a goal. So that's what I'm going to go with there. Let's go with Flyers plus 1.5. Which will probably be about 110. That's probably about right, given that they're plus 170 on the money line. And the last game is Winnipeg at Vancouver. Holtby might be playing today instead of yesterday they had the other guy. We can go back and look, can't we? Yesterday it was nobody. It was 2 days ago. 2 days ago it was Thatcher Demko, right? He didn't play well. Brisson played really well. So they're going to bring back Holtby, and it actually looks like if Hellerbuck plays tonight, because they had Brisson play the other night, he's come off a little bit of rest. I kind of like an under in this game, actually. It says 5.6 goals, but Holtby has been playing better, and maybe it's just because I'm a Caps fan and I've seen him play well. What happens? What's their over-under there? 6 or 6.5? Okay. Well, given that, I mean, I kind of like the Winnipeg line, but I think this is going to be more of a goaltender's duel, actually, than anything else. So we're going to do another under here, and I'm going to try to find the under 6.5 line, if that's available, or take that as an alternate line. So Winnipeg versus Vancouver. And we're going to go under 6.5. And let's assume that's like minus 125. Like it's not exactly 110 because it's fluctuating between 6 and 6.5. So here you have your 6 picks. Okay. Well, what are we going to do with our $94? When I'm doing 6s, I like to try to get paid with 4s, 5s, and 6s. If you go 3 and 3, I'm considering that a bad day and I'm willing to lose all my money. If you go 4 and 2, you're going to get a little bit back. You go 5 and 1, you're going to win a good amount. And you go 6 and 0, you're going to win a lot. So let's split this up. And what, 5? 4 probably. 4, 4, and 10. Pay $1,259. Maybe 5 and 4 pays $11.84. Pays a little bit less, but if you go 5 and 1, you're going to make a little more because you bet more on the 5s. I'll go with this one. This looks pretty good. So this is our pick, everybody. Oops. Don't get rid of Winnipeg. This is our pick. It is. We're going to take a snapshot of that. It's going to be all these teams. 4 hockey, 2 college basketball, no points to deal with. What if we took St. Bonaventure minus 4 instead, and they were at minus 110? Wow. Wow, look at the difference in payout. 1,000 to 1,400. Ugh. Makes you want to do that, doesn't it? Given that boy, but if you lose it, right, here's the difference. Like, look what happens if you lose it instead. Knocks you down like $1,100. Oh. All right, I'm going to go with what I originally said, even though that's a possibility. It's minus 170 or what, 190 it was, right? Yep. All right, we're going with this. All right, good luck, everybody. May all of your picks be doing the best they can do.